Well, hi! If you trust me that you won't get a virus by doing this, there's a funny website ripped straight from the 90s that you can go to called real-wishes.com. There you will find a barely working but somehow still active website that advertises that you can make real wishes, and they're all but guaranteed to come true no matter how big they are. It explains that this is thanks to the astrological power of the numbers 8 and 11, and it comes complete with detailed instructions and testimonials where people share their shock and joy at how their wishes came true. And really, these reviews speak for themselves.
So, I don't know if this is coincidence, but last night I talked to the guy my wish was about, and he said almost exactly what I want going. Take two.
Is this English?
Yeah. This is literally
Do you
what
even
it's
English, bro?
I'm reading it exactly how it's written.
Where's it at?
Is it posted
somewhere?
Fuck me, I should have read ahead. Always read, fellow artists, always read your script before reading. Doing the line. Okay, fuck, I wasn't prepared for that.
Take two.
So I don't know if this is coincidence, but last night I talked to the guy my wish was about, and he said almost exactly what I want going online school and live with him. If he won the lottery. I mean, it's figuratively talking, but could this be a sign that my wish will be granted? We are so perfect for each other, and last night he actually told me he loves me. I'm hoping my wish come true will be amazing and my life will change for the better. My wish came true. I have a 32GB memory card. I wished for my exam to get postponed, and it came true, and I passed them too. Tism real wishes. It's what it says. It's literally what it says.
Yeah.
A little bit Amy wish came true, because I dreamed of Xmas, and some Xmas stuff are put out. Oh, thank you, Wish and Moon and Star, I love wishing. You know my wish came true, and I was amazing. Course, I ran supersonic speed. Am I experiencing a vision on my computer, it says, brackets 111. Is this a sign? Like, if you don't understand that, then you don't deserve to watch movies, to be honest. Like, I'm just saying. If you don't understand, then I'm sorry. I'm not going to explain it to you.
I accept that.
Good.
So yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm certainly convinced. However, there is a catch to all this. Due to the nature of the astrological whatever the hell, the website can only grant a total of 8,888 wishes before it becomes inert, meaning that this is in fact a limited event. Thankfully, at the time of this recording, there's a little over 8,000 wishes currently left. Even though when I last checked it back in like 2015, it was sitting at around 4,000 or something like that. But no, we don't really have to trouble ourselves with that. It's definitely only 8,000 wishes left, everyone, so best to hop on it while you still can. In order for one to make their wishes come to fruition, there are also a set of steps you have to follow. 8 of them, actually. Because, you know, there's a theme here. Upon typing your wish into the website and feeding the CIA another data set for whatever they're doing here, you must then bookmark the page that it takes you to. You then have to visit it for 8 consecutive days in a row, starting over should you miss any days. You then have to write the number 8 onto a piece of paper and carry it around with you for the duration of these 8 days. Every night you have to go out and hold the paper up to the sky so the moonlight shines onto it. You need to make sure you get a good 30 seconds worth of moonlight onto the paper, or 1 to 2 minutes if it's cloudy out. In addition to this, at the time 11:11, you have to take the 8 paper up to a mirror and look into the reflection while saying your wish. You have to do this 8 times. It doesn't specify if this needs to be done at 11:11 a.m. or p.m., so better do both just to be on the safe side. Have fun explaining this if someone catches you, by the way. Better make sure you have a private bathroom somewhere. Step 4 is believing, so, you know, I think the testimonial should be enough to solve that issue.
When I first looked at my phone in this morning while I was out, it was 8:08. Looking at the clock again, it's 8:38. I think it means something.
And next is the step of mass consciousness. In this step, you are informed that the best way for your wish to come true is for as many people as possible to make wishes on the website. You'd think that it would specify that you should get 8, but no, this appears to be the one step where numerology is thrown out the window. It gives you links to share this website on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, and I think a couple other sites that don't even exist anymore. So you can pretty much go nuts on that front. And then we have step 6, which is pretty much just a reworded version of step 5. Take that as you will, but it gives you a code to post into blogs and forums to try and get even more people aware of the website. But these are real wishes, I assure you. It's not a fancy chain letter that they gave up hiding halfway through the instruction list. Step 7 is a little unclear, honestly. It tells you to visualize taking action to achieve your wish whenever you're looking at your wish page. This is really hyper-contextual depending on what you wished for. Like one guy in the testimonials said that he wished for killer bees or something, which I don't know how you would visualize achieving that. Regardless, I suppose that's up to the wisher, so do what you will with that information. Finally, you must let go of your wish. The instructions inform you that you have to throw your 8 paper away and stop thinking about it, and upon successfully doing that, your wish will come true. And as stated by the guy who got his 32 gigabyte memory card, it's the real deal. Now you might be asking yourself, what exactly does this have to do with whatever stupid movie we're watching today? And to that, I will reveal that we are in fact checking out the 2017 movie Wish Upon, a film that I have been assured is very scary because the actor said it was during an interview.
I don't like being scared, but I like laughing at the expense of other people being scared.
Okay. But you don't get scared easily, do you?
Yes, oh my god.
Oh, you do?
And so, on this spooky October night, the air is crisp and the night is still, and all in all, it's a lovely evening for a night of horror, don't you agree? And what better horror than one of a magic wish box that kills people? The great part is that you don't even have to go through all the other crap I talked about to get your wishes to come true with this thing. Just saying it aloud and making sure you're holding it is all you need to ensure. So with that in mind, I will pose you this question, dear viewer. We live in a world where people hold pieces of paper up to the sky to absorb reflected sunlight so they can delay their exams and run faster. What do you suppose someone who doesn't need to do that is going to wish for? The answer is in fact pretty funny, and I will not hold you in anticipation any longer. Dear viewer, I wish you the happiest of Halloweens, and let's dive right into the borderline slapstick comedy that is Wish Upon. In my last Halloween video, I opened my critique of Slender Man by stating that a little bit of the horror element was lost due to the poor lighting choices. And by poor lighting choices, I mean the entire movie was basically this. Wish Upon, ironically, has the opposite problem, in that the entire movie almost entirely takes place during the day. Instead of watching a solid black PNG for 2 hours, the Wish Upon filmmakers decided that the scariness could instead be substituted by bringing the saturation bar down to 50%. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate being able to tell that my monitor is actually working, and this is obviously preferable to what we had before. I would, however, argue that a certain level of atmosphere is lost with this choice, especially if you're marketing this primarily as a horror movie, and you even went as far as to darken the shots in the trailer to give it a more ominous vibe.
I already hate this movie for a completely unfair reason, but I'm going to state it anyway. After watching old movies, I hate the way new movies are shot, kind of overall.
Yeah. It doesn't have that soul. Like, you can feel that shit.
Yeah.
In the end, though, I'll give that this is more of an observation than it is a critique. Shock and terror can take place at noon just as well as it can take place at midnight. So let's go ahead and get acquainted with our main characters. We'll speak on the movie's opening momentarily, but in the meantime, our story primarily follows the exploits of Clare, Meredith, and June, 3 high school students who are living the stereotypical life of I am average high school girl with only my fellow not popular high school girls to call friends.
I've tried to be friends with 109 people and every one of them rejected me. Must be something wrong with them.
And while we're on the subject of these people, I also feel I should mention, hello again, Joey King. Fancy meeting you here. It's only fitting that you're the main returning element from the last movie I reviewed on a Halloween. And it wasn't even on purpose, either. You just really have a knack for picking these horror scripts, I guess. Remember when you had randomly forgot your best friend's name after you had spent the entire movie up to that point looking for her?
To get Lizzie back. To make him stop.
Oh my god,
The
yeah,
characters
so bad.
forgot
Christ.
what each other's names were.
Jesus.
To get Lizzie back. You're trying to get Katie back, you retard.
Good times. Anyway, I look forward to sharing some more of those golden moments with you.
The other reason I hate this movie, I hate this bitch. I hated her that she was in Bullet Train because she sucks at acting. Yeah, she's the antagonist.
Wait, what? That girl?
She was the antagonist. She's the daughter of the fucking warlord dude.
Oh, I didn't even look at her face that much.
As for our other two protagonists, we have Meredith, a girl who looks like she belongs in either an episode of Hannah Montana or CSI. Coincidentally, she's been in both, and that one character from Stranger Things that everyone thought was going to be more important than she actually was. These people are largely unimportant to the story, but in order for the cliche to work, Joey needs a group of friends to be ostracized from later on. It's pretty much the same dynamic that it is in the children's Ghost cartoon. Just try and remember as we go forward that this is a horror film.
So, Red, this girl is basically playing Pokemon Go, but Ghost version, because it's a horror movie. Allegedly.
Oh, that's
Stupid.
all I got.
Side characters include Ryan, Mrs. DeLuca, Jonathan, and Paul, but we'll touch more on them later. Let's instead focus on the happy little family that is the Shannons. More specifically, we're introduced to a young Claire and her mother Josephine on a bright fall afternoon. Touching piano music plays in the background to assure us that this is an emotional piece. Hell yeah.
Serene
music. Oh,
Oh.
I feel so at peace now. I hope nothing terrible happens.
No.
If only I was. Unfortunately, I'm still dying
And ruins this precious moment.
Oh, she looked at the camera.
Oh, did she? I missed it.
Yeah.
Terrible. 0 out of 10. After Joe throws away a mysterious wrapped-up package, a delighted Claire rushes from the house with her doll clutched tightly in her hands and a happy, barking puppy running beside her. Everything's happy and perfect and nothing will ruin my day. Yay!
You definitely won't find something Chinese or anything.
No communist propaganda in my childhood. The neighbor woman smiles warmly at the scene, assuring Joe that she'll watch over young Claire as she excitedly rides her bike down the sidewalk. It is the morning that the baby birds have hatched, and Claire got to witness them with her very eyes. The very picture of innocence, laughing and playing with her adorable puppy close at her side. The day ahead is truly filled with possibilities of magic and joy. I sure hope nothing bad happens to disrupt this, don't you, dear viewer? Like, goddamn, laying it on a bit thick there, aren't you, movie? If it weren't for the fact of how seriously it's being played, I would almost take it as parody, as the happy music plays slowly against the foreground of our main character shouting "wee" as she rides her bike over to look at a nest of newly hatched baby birds. Which, you know, she immediately puts her hands all over, so 50-50 shot on whether or not the mother abandons them afterwards or not. We even have the cute puppy adorably barking as he runs around with her.
Dude, it's just gonna do the stupid... Every horror director that is like, and then I kill the dog is a retard, because it doesn't do anything.
Man, my childhood wasn't this magical, and I had a custom-made swing set and a slide in my backyard with one of those toy steering wheels up top so I could pretend it was a ship. If I didn't know what I was watching, this initial scene would make me think I was about to see some 90s Disney teen fantasy drama. All of this is so obviously screaming, uh-oh, I wonder what's gonna ruin this innocent girl's day. But the movie assures you, clearly nothing, because look at how perfect everything is. We've ripped this scene straight out of a Calvin and Hobbes strip. Nothing but adventure and childlike wonder to be seen here. Except what's this? Something's not quite right with Mom here. A look of concern or some other deep-rooted emotion just hiding beneath the surface? What dark secrets could be waiting for us behind the veil of this seemingly flawless picture? Oh, well, I'm sure it's nothing. Come on, Max. After our fun-filled minute and 30 seconds of playing outside, it's time to go see what Mommy's up to. Perhaps she's made us a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and she will read to us the delightful tale of Charlie the Choo-Choo.
Mama?
I mean, hang in there, I'm on my way.
It's funny you say hang in there.
I get it.
Hold on there, sweetie. Mommy's got to hang something.
Well, never mind then. Damn, Mom, you couldn't have timed that any better. I'm just saying, if your daughter could hear you sobbing from the attic, then you could hear her calling up to you as she came up. Not to mention the very conscious choice of waiting for the door to open and Claire stepping inside before you kick the stool out from underneath you. I'm not implying anything, Joe. I'm just stating what I see. I mean, I don't think you were purposefully waiting for your daughter before you hung yourself. To be fair, most children do spend more time outside than a trip over to the neighbor's hedge and back, so depending on how we want to spin this is technically your fault, Claire. Regardless, the deed is done and the magic and innocence of the world has shriveled away into the blackness. Like normal. But now we're done pretending to be bridged to Terabithia, so we can cut to present day, where Claire awakens from this nightmare with a jolt. It's been 12 years since that fateful day, and we can pretty easily establish that by looking at the rust on Claire's bicycle that was never moved once in that entire span of time. After this, we get a brief introduction to a couple other characters. Nobody immensely important, mind you, but worth bringing up for future plot points. Namely, popular kids 1, 2, and 3, and an elderly gentleman that Claire refers to as Uncle August. The conflict of this scene is that the popular kids almost run Claire over because she swerved her bicycle into the middle of the road like a muppet. The movie portrays it as if the popular kids are the assholes of the situation, when in reality it's just a glaring representation of why every cyclist sucks. Uncle August is pretty inconsequential to the scene. Claire hands him his newspaper and moves on. Don't worry, though, we'll be revisiting him. We have more important things to address in the meantime, though, because we're not quite done with character establishment quite yet. What I mean by this is that Claire is going to arrive at school and immediately find that her dad, Jonathan, is digging around in the trash directly across the street. This is the primary contention point between Claire and her father, as he is regularly doing this in front of all of her peers and embarrassing her.
I just love that acting from the extras, just randomly pointing at her like, oh, it's just weird. So over the top.
Yeah.
You promised that you wouldn't do this at my school.
You're the one making a scene, you retarded bitch.
We're not at your school. We're across the street from your school.
Yeah, but people can still see you.
No, they can see you. They didn't know that was they had anything to do with you until now.
I promised you wouldn't dumpster dive in this singular dumpster next to my school.
And it's not like he's wearing a name tag that says Claire's dad or anything. It's just random guys.
She made it worse. She went up to him like, "Oh my gosh, Dad, why are you dumpster diving here?" She didn't have to do that.
Yelled Dad across the...
And everyone was like looking at her more like, oh my god, her fucking dad dumpster dives? That's so fucking cringe.
For the most part, this is kind of what it appears on the surface level. Standard father-daughter drama nonsense that nobody actually cares about until it's needed to put Claire in an embarrassing situation. However, in this instance, the comedy comes from the fact that it kind of seems like he's doing this on purpose, which is an unironic point in the favor of Dad here. We pick back up with them later as they're continuing their exploits outside some rich dude's house. And you can tell it's a rich guy whose trash they're sorting through because he has demons decorating his front gate. Subtle as always, I'm sure he's a very kindly 80-year-old entrepreneur who gives all the children Snicker bars before he eats them. Aside from the point though, John stumbles across a familiar looking shape while he's sorting through all the skin suits, a very elaborate and detailed Chinese music box.
Oh, cool. Curtain rods.
Nice.
Jackpot. Oh, cool. A fucking cursed box.
Nice.
And since this is the point where the music starts getting ominous, we can pretty safely assume it's the main object of the story's focus. I can't be blaming the Chad that is Jonathan in the situation, however, because in reality the box is pretty cool looking. I would probably take it as well, given that I came across it. That being said, I have seen quite a few horror movies, and as a result, I have become irrationally superstitious about certain things. I don't think it would take me longer than 45 seconds examining it before I started thinking to myself, wow, this thing is clearly evil. I wonder how many Satan rituals it's given background music for. Oh well, time to give it to someone I don't like. Unfortunately, that is not the mindset that Jonathan here has, and as a result, the movie is going to take a much different path than it was if I were the one finding this thing in some Rothschild's garbage can. And sadly, I have to say that the movie does not follow the further dumpster diving adventures of Jonathan and Carl, and we unfortunately have to pick back up with Claire at this point. Even more unfortunately, it's only for more setup, because of course, we need to put the main character in the perfect position for the situation that's about to arise with them.
Licensed music. High school with a bunch of adults in it.
Let's see. We got our underdog but snarky best friend introductions. Very nice. The popular kids are unreasonable assholes to her. Good, good. She has a crush on one of them, but he's dating someone else and doesn't know she exists. Naturally. Yeah, that should be good enough. I think I already have a pretty accurate rundown in my head on how this is going to go. I would talk about Meredith and June from here, but honestly, there isn't anything to say. Meredith plays bargain bin Pokemon Go and rambles on about it as if it's something that she shouldn't be ashamed of. And June's just kind of there.
What the fuck? Oh, Pokemon Go, but cringe.
Yeah, it's Mutant Monster Go.
Hey, don't mock what you don't understand, dude.
Oh, I assure you, I understand it, Meredith. I simply have more self-respect than you do. Also, judging from how much time we're dedicating to talking about it, I suspect that this is going to be coming up again for some plot-relevant reason later. Can't wait to see what that is. Regardless, we can pretty much skip most of this. As I'm sure you've picked up from Meredith here, the dialogue and overall delivery just isn't hitting for some reason. And I'm here to inform you that it isn't going to be getting any better. As per the norm, the dialogue seems to be written by someone who's really positive they know how people interact with each other, doubled with performances that sound like they're just now reading it for the first time. It's a beautiful combination that I always appreciate. However, I can only take so much of it. This person walking right past me is an insert obscure word here. Hark! I'm going to cause a stupid problem for no reason. Your laughter troubles and provokes me. I would hear of its purpose.
Actually, you were laughing, so what were you laughing about? We just want to know what you were laughing about, actually.
Is that guy black or Indian?
There's just like
Chinese.
there's just like zero build
guy
up
is
to
not
this
Chinese.
confrontation.
Right. I accept your confrontation, Darcy. We spoke of how you are a genital infection of particular revulsion to express levity in our distaste of you. Allow me to consult the chronicles of Google in order to present you with a more official definition.
The whole point is that when you make an insult to somebody, you're supposed to be clever about it. If you have to explain the definition, it's not very good.
Yes, I will allow you to explain this genital infection to me. I will not interrupt you once while you spend close to 20 seconds openly mocking me in front of my peers. Only once you finish will I engage you in physical combat, for it is of bad taste to disrupt the palaver before a proper endpoint is reached.
Oh, the cunt chooses violence.
Oh my god.
The other cunt also chooses violence.
The insult in question was smegma, by the way. They're calling her ultimate smegma. And laughing about it. That is what these people consider to be a funny insult. I'll let you decide on what that says about the state of their overall brain activity.
Literally, all I would do if someone was explaining this to me, I would just go, nerd, and walk away, dude. I don't give a shit.
These Gen Zers and their fucking terminology. I have no idea.
What do you mean?
Oh my
That
god.
was...
And now you close your hand to make a fist, and you fucking...
No, they're women. They don't do that.
No, they should.
Cat fight.
She like smiled. What was that smile about?
That was the fact that there was only one take for this scene is what that was.
Yeah, like it was like she was laughing at the reaction of the other girl getting hit.
Oh, first off, I've seen girls fight. There's a lot of blood and a lot of hair everywhere.
All that aside, though, I think this is pretty much all the attention that this scene deserves. So let's move along to where things are actually getting interesting, shall we?
Oh my god, I hate people. So
You need an ice.
stupid.
You need to be iced because you got slapped in the face.
And to be clear, I hate the writers who wrote this bullshit because they think that's how high school fights go.
Wow, a smelly and probably broken toy that someone threw out. Thanks, Dad.
And she's like, what is it, Dad? He's like, well, you can put your weed in there.
His only reason for getting it for is because it's got Chinese on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you like
Chinese.
Chinese, so I got you this Chinese death box.
It's like I'm studying Japanese, Dad. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Ah, same thing.
I'm just saying, I am coming to have an insane level of respect for this man. Trolls his daughter at school and then gives her something that he fished out of the garbage can. It's hard not to respect someone like that, you know?
Just found it at this fancy place.
Yeah, man, we're not pretending here. We all know where you found this thing. You're just really committed to the joke, and I'm not gonna deny that that's hilarious. I wouldn't be surprised if you started this hobby to begin with because you saw how much it irrationally bothers your daughter. Anyway, Claire just happens to be taking Chinese conveniently enough, meaning she can decipher this just enough to see what the box is.
Wishes 7.
Unfortunately, this specific phrase is the exact extent of what she can read, meaning the rest of it will have to wait until later. Man, that's unfortunate, isn't it? Imagine if she was only able to read any other part of the box, how much differently this movie would be going. Blood debt, huh? Let's just set this aside until I can figure out what kind of demon is possessing this thing. But of course not. The words she knows are the only words on the box she needs to be able to read in order for the plot to start moving. How lucky. And what better time for something to pop up to make Claire flippantly wish for something? Because Darcy has posted a video of the fight they just had onto Not Instagram, where everyone is roasting her with such vile insults such as, "Claire sucks." Meredith, being the good friend she is, texts Claire about this saying, "OMG, people are making fun of you on the internet. Hurry and go look at it so you can be sad." What the hell was that text?
I saw smegma. Everything else was indecipherable to me.
I mean, the bully's more of a badass than you. You need a fucking ice pack and some green smoothie to cure your bruise. She's like, yeah, I'm just gonna... She's like, yeah, I got in a fight, but I'm gonna go get him, like, a pedicure or something. Because, like, yeah, that was nothing.
It's cyberbullying, Tom. She can't just walk away from the computer or anything.
This movie is making me root for the bully,
deep,
Dan.
Okay? This is deep stuff.
She's got a desk behind her desk.
Yeah.
It's all very traumatic, as you can imagine. At least just enough to make Claire decide that she's going to end up using the demon box.
And the thing is, dude, is nobody really gives a shit. And usually if they do, it's usually so cringe that they give a shit. And it's like, dude.
I wish that Darcy Chapman would just...
Die!
I don't know, but just, like, go rot.
Beautiful. All of the pieces are in place. Took 12 years for this nonsense to happen, but once that inciting incident kicked off, we got it all done in less than a day. Because Claire's dad just happened to go digging through some mason's trash the morning after a sacrifice and found some of the artifacts from it. The instructions are written in Chinese, but never to fear because his underdog daughter, who could really benefit from having an evil genie demon at her disposal, is taking Chinese, and she's learned specifically the words 7 and wishes. And her dad is going to give this demon box to her right before something really embarrassing gets posted of her on social media, which would spark a level of emotion needed to make someone decide to do something that they would otherwise likely write off or forget about after initially seeing. Think I followed that chain of events correctly. Oh, and she's going to touch the box with both hands as she's making the wish, which we find out later is a requirement. Yeah, nothing would have happened probably had she not done that. So, you know, just one more thing to tick off on the list of things that worked out perfectly so this stupid situation could take place. Shall we take bets on how many wishes it takes for her to figure out what's going on? Should be fun. It'll be like trying to determine the thought pattern of a truth or dare character. I'll even be fair and withhold all my comments about this wishing demon until that point. So, dear viewer, do you suppose that Darcy did in fact go rot? I mean, we all know she's going to, but it's always interesting to see how these types of stories try to justify the end result.
Oh my
I
god,
guess
where
these
are
guy-
this girl's
this guy
parents if there's a guy sleeping in her bedroom?
No, it's gay. He's gay, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Oh
wow, I feel like
she's
I'm
gonna wake
rotting
up.
or
She's like,
something.
"Oh my god, yeah."
Just wakes up.
Oh my god, who
Wait.
sleeps like that in the fucking doorway? You psychopath.
Apparently, homosexual, ambiguously Indian black dudes.
Ambiguously Indian.
What she's going to discover about her rotting, she would be in so much pain. Yeah, you would have noticed as soon as you woke up because you'd be like, why does my fucking leg hurt so much?
My skin is on fire.
Oh, yeah.
That's literally yeah, it's not just, oh my god, this is terrifying. It's like, no, you have a gangrened leg.
Oh no, somebody has wished that I rot. What are the odds?
Hey, look at that. She's rotting. How about that?
Yeah, she's been hanging out in downtown Los Angeles.
Apparently, Darcy contracted something called necrotizing fasciitis, which I was half convinced was a made-up disease before I googled it. I'm sorry, I just don't have that kind of faith in you, Wish Upon. I'll give you this one, though. Apparently, it's a pretty rare disease, and the only way you can really catch it is by touching an infected piece of skin with an open wound. So, you kind of have to be trying to get it in order to be infected, but I haven't much interest in going into the specifics about it. Magic, demon, wish nonsense, it just works, so fair enough. Her friends seem to be taking it pretty well, all things considered. Oh, wow, Darcy, you woke up as a zombie. That's weird. Let me just get that real quick. Ew, flesh-eating diseases are gross.
Why are you taking a picture? Why are you laughing at
Did
her?
they actually publish it?
Yeah. They put it online. It's the funniest shit, Red. Like your friend has got a flesh-eating bacteria. Yeah, but the memes though.
She might lose her toes, part of her leg, and part of her face. How sweet is that?
This popular person with a distasteful personality is suffering from a debilitating condition that may cause her suffering and hardship for the rest of her life. She might lose parts of her body because of it, including her face. Isn't that great, fellow protagonists?
That's not something you're supposed to be happy about.
Right? Yeah, even if you didn't like the people, like...
Look at her face, the realization.
I wouldn't
oh my god, it's like she's rotting or something. Wait a minute!
Her entire life is going to be ruined now. How great is that?
Oh, it's for Darcy.
We're starting a GoFundMe.
Ugh. Okay, so, first of all, I'm not sure why you morons are going up to these three in the first place. There are multiple reasons for that. The most obvious, of course, being that these are the three people that you were pestering yesterday, and this is just asking for humiliation. The theme here seems to be that Darcy is the super popular girl in school, meaning that you could approach literally any other human being in this building with a more solid guarantee of getting what you want. The whole reason Claire made this wish in the first place was because of all of the people on Darcy's side with the Instagram post. This is what, 2017? Yeah, there are at least 10 Darcy Simps in here who would respond to this question with, "Yes, m'lady, I'll donate my net worth for you." It would take all of 15 minutes for this to devolve into some moron competition of who wanted to donate the most. The fact that there are only like 6 $1 bills in this hat is the most unbelievable part of this movie so far. Also, let's be real, guys. We all know these women don't have money. What are you doing? And now we have to address the one part of the movie that we all knew was coming.
No, not the doggo, not the doge, not the doji.
No, it's okay. The dog left this movie before it got cringe. So, well, it's already cringe. But...
Yeah, this is a crappy horror movie, Jake. Of course they killed the dog.
Yeah, you know when a horror movie shit when they just kill the dog to go, look, it's scary.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the dog is rotting.
The Chinese got rid of the box.
Yeah.
Because he didn't like communism.
Base dog. Good boy.
Yeah.
As Claire is sitting in front of her new demon buddy, she turns around and calls for Max, only to find him not around. Yeah, duh. Of course the movie's going to kill the best character immediately. This is standard, and naturally they're going to draw it out as long as possible, as we get to see Claire crawling around under the house for like a minute and a half looking for him. And then we get the eviscerated dog shot. Delightful.
Appeal to your audience. Kill the cute dog.
Man, I really don't get what horror writers have against animals at this point. I know their excuse is that it's a cheap emotional trick to make the audience sad, but let's be real. Unless you're someone who goes into Marvel movies with expectations, the killing the family pet trick stopped working after like the third or fourth time they did it. Now every time I see an animal in one of these movies, my initial thought is always, oh cool, an adorable puppy and or kitten. Can't wait to see how they murder it. However, our time to grieve Max is but a brief one, because while Claire is doing so in one of the following scenes, she gets another DM from Meredith, this time conveying the important message of, OMG, that boy you like is posting pictures of himself with his girlfriend. Imagine that, huh? Which in turn prompts Claire to go look at his Instagram posts and then make another wish.
I wish I had a generic Jock boyfriend.
They need to stop doing licensing music this style of thing. Never do this again.
Yeah, I know.
It was a good try. Never do it again. Yeah. Any movie, ever.
I wish that Paul Middlebrook would fall madly in love with me.
Oh, cool. That'll go great.
Also,
madly in love.
It's
Yeah,
also just a retarded thing to say anyway, because if you have to wish somebody loves you, then what's the point?
Obedience.
Yeah, then that's not good.
Correct. But I was just giving you something.
So, okay, that is now 2 instances where Claire has used the wish box specifically because Meredith decided to DM her about what other people were posting on the internet. Like, why are you even sending her this message? Who gives a crap? Ew, look at this couple posting pictures of each other. You really just don't have a lot going on in the old life, do you, Meredith? Pokemon Go and general bitching about other people's Instagram posts. I guess that is an average high school girl from 2017, isn't it? Okay, never mind. Disregard all that. God damn it. Everybody in the world needs to shape up already. I can't make any character criticisms anymore because I can actually see people doing all the stupid crap I'm trying to make fun of. No way that
I wish, like, I don't know, if maybe, he was, like, maybe, kind of, sort of in love with me, kind of, maybe?
Just a little bit. Not madly.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of maybe is better than madly.
Kind of maybe.
I really wish that
Oh my
Paul Redman
God.
would stalk me
Oh my God.
notoriously.
Man, just once, I would like to see one of these movies where the protagonist is even remotely superstitious. Someone who gives even the most briefest of thoughts to these kinds of things. He doesn't even need to lead anywhere. It would just kind of be nice if Claire had a momentary thought where she says to herself, should I perhaps apply a certain level of caution before I start screwing around with goddamn magic? That's it. That's all I want. Just one single moment of self-awareness before she cracks her knuckles and says,
Well, time to immediately give in to all my base desires and temptations.
but Pendulum, you may be saying. Claire might not know her wishes came true yet. Maybe she's still testing it. She made a wish that her school bully would go rot, and the very next day she caught a flesh-eating disease that is so insanely rare that you more or less have to be licking infected people to catch it. I don't know, man. That's quite the statement on Claire's IQ there. Realistically, the thought pattern Claire should be having at this point is, well, that first test went really well, so there's probably like a 70 to 30 chance that this thing is actually granting wishes. With that said, perhaps I should put the wish making on hold since I don't know what the writing on the box says yet. For all I know, it says you get 7 wishes, and on wish number 2, your head blows up. Let's see, how are things going with that translation?
The majority of the characters are written in ancient Chinese. If you want an accurate translation, you'll probably have to talk to a scholar.
Ah, yes, of course. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Most of it is in ancient Chinese. Not all of it. The part that says wishes 7, yeah, that's normal Chinese. Specifically only that part, though. Rest of it, you're gonna need a level 2 Chinese translator for that one. Okay, so we're putting a hold on translating the box. That's okay, we're already neck deep at this point. Let's see how this plays out for you, shall we? Remember Uncle August? Yeah, I didn't either at first. But apparently the movie was expecting us to. Other than his introductory scene that was pretty much entirely just him going out to get his newspaper, the audience knows next to nothing about this guy. He's briefly mentioned once in the next scene where Claire tells her dad that she saw him, to which he reacts with disdain and replies that he told her not to go near him. Claire replies with the statement that she doesn't know why, and Jonathan proceeds to not elaborate beyond that. He is never brought up again until this scene. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not one to be doubting the wisdom of Jonathan here, but with the lack of information I'm working with at this point, I am entirely depending on John's word that he's a bad, and I don't even know why. I'm assuming that the main implication that he's just a dick, but I mean, I don't know. Seemed okay when Claire talked to him. It's simply an odd thing, if nothing else, because it kind of feels like this movie is just cutting to this random old guy while expecting us to know or give a damn about who he is. But of course, I could be jumping the gun here a little bit. Perhaps this scene will surprise us and give a deeper understanding of his character that we didn't have previously. Hey now, don't smirk like that. It's possible. Not very likely, but it's possible. I'm sure the creepy music playing in the background has absolutely nothing to do with what we're about to be seeing with our old buddy Uncle August.
Oh no, this scene! Oh no, guys!
Oh,
right.
no, this.
Yeah, we gotta pay attention.
Pay attention.
Yeah,
this is fucking funny.
No, it's really scary.
No, it's yeah, sure.
Dude, Phillippe.
This is how Campbell's soup is made.
What the fuck? Oh my god, what is that bath made of?
The hell was that? What kind of lame-ass Final Destination death was that supposed to be? My dude, why did you just stand in the bathtub like that before it was done filling with water? I can understand stepping in and immediately sitting down, but you didn't do that. You stepped in and started to take another step. What are you doing? You keep both of your hands on the side of the tub and lower yourself in, my man. That is how every single old person on the planet takes a bath. I don't understand what you were trying to... Oh my god, he's still alive. Look at this trooper go. He's gonna get himself out and make a call to the... Dude!
Imagine dying like that.
Hey, I'm in love with you, and it cuts this old man... Oh.
Oh, what a fucking idiot, bro.
That knocked him out?
No, it killed him.
Oh, it killed him. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Why?
He's dead now.
Well, good for him.
Way to take a bath, nerd.
He hit his head so hard that it left an imprint in his skull.
Yeah.
He hit his forehead so hard that he died.
So hang on, falling, like, doing a massive, like, cartoony pratfall.
Wow, that's a lot of blood for
Jesus
just
Christ,
cutting your forehead.
So doing a massive pratfall and banging your head and bleeding doesn't kill you. But slowly, very, very slowly sitting up and banging your head on a fucking tap knocks you out and kills. That's a kill blow.
That was what.
That's the kill shot.
Yeah, but not bleeding from the head.
No. Damn, there is quite a bit of situational awareness that this man needed to not have in order for that death to happen. Hang on, let me double check and make sure this isn't meant to be a comedy, because that was some Jim Carrey levels of absurdity. Provided, sure, he hit his head once, he's probably a little disoriented, but man, you have water pouring onto your head right now, and you should know your own bathtub enough to realize what part you're directly underneath. Actually, no. No, I'm not going to give you that. Why did you get into the bathtub facing away from the faucet? Who does that? You're supposed to have your feet on that side so you can easily lean forward and reach the handles. And man, I can't even imagine how comfortable that would be with your back against all of that. Unless this dumbass was planning on getting into the tub and then taking a step forward for some reason so that he's directly at the back of the tub, and then turning around and taking another step forward because he would need to give himself room to sit down and then lower himself into the water. All while not holding on to anything that would sturdy himself while he did it. You know, the guy using a cane. But with that said, I've been talking about an old man getting into his bathtub for about 4 minutes now, so I think it's about time we start moving along. So, alright, I guess Uncle August is dead. That was weird as hell. Doesn't help that while all this was going on, it was also cutting back and forth to the music box creepily playing and Paul talking to Claire in the school hallway. Oh yeah, that happened too. Paul loves Claire now. I skipped it because, yeah. His girlfriend's all mad about it. Claire's all happy about it. You don't care. I don't care. We're not here to pretend. A man just died because he forgot how to get into his bathtub. That's like a world's first, man. Good to know the demon has a sense of humor. I guess all those years of waiting for someone to figure out what the box does gave him some time to plan out some Looney Tunes style deaths. So Claire arrives home and receives the news that good old Uncle August finally bit the dust. Strangely, nobody is laughing at the circumstances surrounding it, but I guess there are more pressing matters at hand, all things considered. There's a short back and forth. We get some more exposition on why he was a bad. Again, not actually expounding on why, just vague statements that he was an asshole.
What's gonna happen to all of his stuff?
If there's a will, trust me, we ain't in it.
Yeah, I don't know. This guy was clearly just cannon fodder for the movie to kill off. I guess it's better than not having anything and doing, oh no, not Uncle August. He gave me my first ant farm. So I suppose there's that. We also get a momentary emotional bit. Claire runs into some metal fencing poles or something because she decided to walk as close to the wall as humanly possible. This prompts the, "Oh my god, Dad, you're a hoarder" conversation. This isn't meant to progress the side plot or develop the characters at all, mind you. This is just for getting Claire fired up again so she'll go make another wish.
Damn it, Dad, you're always bringing home these fucking curtain rods.
She walked them when you walked everywhere. She walked into those.
Yeah, that's like honestly.
Dad, I told you not to put things by the wall. I walk towards that wall every day. That's my walking
Everywhere
spot.
I go, there's curtain rods in every room. The fuck are you gonna do with these curtain rods? We don't even have curtains.
We don't even have curtains.
I wish we didn't have curtain rods.
Yeah.
The next day, the dad's like, I don't know, I feel like we just don't need these anymore.
Yeah.
I wish that Uncle August would leave me everything.
Oh boy, impulsively made wish number 3 is on the horizon. You know, Claire, this would probably be the point that most logical people would start suspecting something was up with the 2 deaths that occurred in tandem with the other 2 wishes. But, you know, that's okay.
But it's also like, OT people have died after I just placed 2 wishes. Something weird is going on.
I could understand her not being suspicious at this point, because, well, 1, she's an idiot, but I mean...
God, that painting is giving me the creeps.
Which one?
The one that's like hanging, like every time it focuses on that box, it's there. That one.
That one?
Yes. It's like the head is like a UFO or something. Jesus Christ.
God, Claire is so stupid.
Yes, but hey, admitting is the first step to changing. Let's see how your emotional impulses are faring for you. Surprise, surprise, Uncle August's will left everything to Claire and her dad.
My wish came true.
How much do we get?
All of it, buddy.
I'm sure he had no other family members that would have liked to have had that fortune in his will.
All of it.
It's this
You got all of it, guy.
Bitch.
Like all of the other family members are just looking at the will like, really?
Yeah. Wait, who is this girl? Who is this person?
Yeah.
Isn't her dad like a dumpster diver or something? What the fuck? Yes.
I leave my entire fortune to my dumpster diving son-in-law.
and his teenage daughter, whose name I can't quite remember, but
the fucking dad's like, oh, I could put so many curtain rods in this house.
I saw her. Wow.
I'm skipping the shopping montage that happens afterwards. You're welcome.
Ugh. Wow. We've made it. Look how much shopping we're doing.
Because now we're cutting over to obscure character number 2. You remember Mrs. DeLuca, right? Sure you do. She was in more scenes than Uncle August was. Her character trait is that she's very nice, you see. And oh boy, we have the spooky music box opening up, so it's time for some good old death.
Hi there, little girl. Would you like to make a wish? I'll be your best friend. Shut them up.
Now, it's important to note that this time around, Claire actually gets to see the box opening up. Prior to this point, she had been unable to open it, and when it had started playing during the previous 2 deaths, she had either been asleep or at school. This is important mainly because of one reason, that being what she sees when the box opens. For you see, dear viewer, the underside of the music box's lid looks like this. So... yeah, here we go. Maybe this is just me, but, you know, if I made 3 wishes on that thing, all of which came true, and then the thing randomly started playing music and revealed that, my very first thought would be, oh, I screwed up. You know what my reaction wouldn't be? It wouldn't be this. Oh, that's weird. There's a demon in the magic wishing box. Wonder what that's doing there. Oh well, I'm sure it's nothing. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. I often still find myself in incomprehensible shock at how deeply, deeply stupid the people in these movies are. You'd think I'd get used to it after a while, but I really never do. This is really my character flaw when it all comes down to it. I need to stop expecting competency from basically anyone. You know, I think most people would be creeped out even if there wasn't a Chinese devil carving involved with the music box that just started playing itself for no reason. But Clare here thinks that ultimate smegma is a clever insult. And I assure you these two things are correlated. But anyway, we were talking about Mrs. DeLuca and her latest exploits of the day.
We're gonna get some peak comedy here.
Neighbor.
No.
Oh, I better stick my hand down this disposal.
I sure hope they're better.
Let's begin by taking note that the switch for her garbage disposal is conveniently placed under the counter. Very much ideal placement for ease of access when cooking and other kitchen-related activities. Now with that in mind, we're going to play a fun little game called Safety Inspector. It's usually not the hardest of games, but it can be pretty rewarding when you know you got the right answer. Dear viewer, when your garbage disposal is acting up and you need to do some work in there to clear it out for whatever reason, what is the very first thing you do? Why yes, the answer is turn the garbage disposal unit off. Yeah, that's kind of important, isn't it? Because Murphy's Law is an asshole, and you know that thing is going to magically switch on as soon as you get so much as your finger into the drain. Mrs. DeLuca, however, does not have time for such tedious tasks as flipping one switch, and instead thinks to herself, "Aw, my disposal is making a weird noise. Well, better shove my whole arm down the drain."
Oh no.
It feels like a scene from Final Destination.
Don't do it.
Well...
Don't
know,
you reach down there.
There you
Don't.
go.
No.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Why? No.
I got it. I got it.
I can't.
Oh no, the water is boiling and I'm gonna kill myself because I'm stupid.
This goes on for a little bit of time to tense the audience up, but in the end it turns out to be a fake out. No. The truth of what's about to happen is actually much stupider.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
It's like how many oddly dangerous things can I do at one time?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna shove more
I
stuff
hand
down the
down
disposal.
this thing, use this knife, light this on fire.
You are literally just standing there with your hand down the fucking thing.
What are you doing?
Right.
Why were you waiting?
That was a
What were you
close
waiting
call.
for?
I better go back to sticking my hand down the disposal.
Yep, back we go. Because after she was done doing whatever the hell that was, we learned that she accomplished absolutely nothing and the disposal is still making a weird noise. However, Mrs. DeLuca is nothing if not persistent, and she's going to give that drain a good peer down. Take notice of how her braid is slung over her shoulder in this fine fashion, and consider with me that there are a couple issues with what she's doing here. First off, why are you doing this? Like, allowing your hair to get into the sink like this, like you're gonna get your braid all wet, and more importantly, you're gonna get hair in the sink. Nobody wants to have hair in their sink, Mrs. DeLuca, but I will give you that, sure, that's not actually the real problem right now. The real problem is that you actively dipped your braid into the drain and then flipped the garbage disposal on.
I wonder why it's stuck.
Oh no, hair. No!
I better stick my hair down it and turn it on.
It's like, oh, now it's further away. There we go.
What do you mean you can't reach it? Well, it's right there.
Hit the button, dummy.
No, all of a sudden now she can't reach it, even though she could just lift her leg up.
No, it's further away now.
Also, it's gonna rip her entire scalp off before the hair cuts.
Oh,
How about you move your feet?
Oh, what the fuck? You break her neck?
Oh.
What is that garbage disposal made of?
Right?
Adamantium, I'm
It's like
telling
a
you.
fucking hydraulic press.
It's a devil.
It's like, once it gets you, boom, you're dead.
God. I don't like that.
Why?
Oh. That was the method of a chiropractor.
That wouldn't happen at all.
Job well done.
Wow, I don't know what to say. That took cooperation on your part, Mrs. DeLuca. Because contrary to what this movie wants me to think, I know how line of sight works. You needed to extend your head so much further past the drain's visibility in order to get your hair in it. Also, I love how you took a second to line your hair up first, and then you hit the switch to turn the disposal back on. And of course, now that the garbage disposal is doing garbage disposal things, you can't reach the switch to turn it off because it's yanking you down. Even though I'm like 90% sure that it moved in between shots because it was so much more of a hazard when you had your entire forearm stuffed into it. But this isn't actually the death blow, because of course the situation isn't something that would necessarily kill someone. It sure does suck, let's not mince words here, but in the end, your hair's gonna tear, your scalp's gonna get ripped off, something like that. You're gonna be able to get yourself to the ER just fine while you try and figure out how you're going to explain this in a non-humiliating way. But no, the writers need to pull something else out of the ether here, and thankfully, they have just that, as the disposal makes one particularly nasty pull, which ends up snapping her neck.
Like, that's retarded.
Death by hair pulling, Zach.
Yeah. I will admit that's a way I've never seen someone get killed by a garbage disposal.
And because if some reason that happened, my immediate thing would be grab my own hair and then just rip. Because I'm not going to die like a dumbass.
Well, you'd also probably hit the button.
Yeah,
probably also not turn it on with your hair going into the garbage
Yeah,
disposal.
none of that's happening to me.
I don't know why the garbage disposal decided to start pulling harder out of nowhere like that, but, you know, got the job done, I guess. Back to the depths of hell while we wait for Wish 4. Good job, movie. You pulled that death straight out of a Fire Marshal Bill skit. I'm still not 100% sure if I'm supposed to be taking these scenes seriously or not, but I'm looking at the genre listing right now, and it clearly reads horror thriller. I genuinely don't understand how someone could have edited this scene together with a straight face. Anyway, let's summarize these next few scenes real quick, because at this point I kind of just want to get to the next wish so we can see what kind of insanity is coming next. I have to say though, at this point, Claire's been getting off pretty easy. Max's death was pretty rough, but since then she's only lost an estranged uncle and a neighbor they weren't even on a first-name basis with. I'd say we're doing pretty good so far. But, anyway, let's see here. Talking about Claire's mom, skipping that.
An estranged
There's that picture
uncle,
in the background.
Some lady, I guess.
Well, it's staring
like
at me.
a dog, but she's like rich now.
Dad's playing the saxophone. Claire's happy about it, I guess. Somebody's trying to break into the house at night. Yeah, that'll probably come up later. Paul's breaking up with his girlfriend because he wants to date Claire. I just don't care.
It's not you, it's just like I magically don't love you anymore.
It's like there was a demon that came into my room last night. And he said, dump that bitch.
I'm sorry, baby, but this hawk must fly.
Here we go. Obligatory research scene. About damn time.
The Google portion of this.
The obligatory research scenes. And all like, these scenes are in all the good ones.
Yep. I remember it most in Bye Bye Man.
Yep. Yep. So Claire's finally deciding that she wants to know what's written on the box. But if you recall, everything except Wishes 7 is written in ancient Chinese, and thus is indecipherable to anyone who hasn't researched it. Even though these ancient characters can still be typed out on a phone keypad, but you sure as hell can't translate them. It's not like you have the entire wealth of all human knowledge available at your fingertips or anything. No, you need a level 2 Chinese speaker. Thankfully, a level 2 Chinese speaker just happens to be around, as told by this young fellow. He's showed up in a couple scenes previously, but he's been all but unimportant to the plot until this very moment. After overhearing Claire try and get her teacher to translate the words, he offers that his cousin knows how to decipher ancient Chinese. The only reason Claire didn't do that right at that point was because Ryan's friend came by and made a crude joke. But now things are different, I guess. And so she approaches Ryan, asking about the offer once again. We get some relationship teasing between the two of them, and then we're introduced to another character, Gina.
Well, this movie's causing me pain.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
I know.
Shut up!
and thus I can finally reveal what the writings say. And surprise, surprise, Claire, it's kind of important. Of course, we're not going to get to the part where it tells you it kills people yet. More on that in a minute. Instead, we get a rundown of how the box will grant 7 wishes. You need to be touching it in order for it to work, and if Claire were to sell, lose, or get rid of the box at any point, the wishes will be reversed.
Dude, the thing is about translating stuff is that if it's an ancient language that's extremely difficult, they don't just go, oh yeah, it just says this.
I know what it says. I can read that language.
We also discover the name Lu Mei written on the underside of the box. A good old Google search reveals her story. Apparently, back in the bubonic plague times, Lu Mei and her family were accused of being sick. They were forcibly quarantined in a train car where they all died of heat stroke and dehydration, aside from Lu Mei.
I like how they're like the legend of Lu Mei. It's like 1910. Yeah. Wow, yeah. Ancient Chinese.
Ancient Chinese. Yeah.
Very, very old ancient Chinese legend.
Died on a train.
100 years ago.
Oh,
how
man.
pathetic of her teacher to not be able to read something from like... when did this movie come out? Like 2017 or something?
2017, yeah.
Yeah, so not even like 100 years, and the teacher's like, nope. I
like, nope, ancient Chinese, I don't know. Naturally, she was a touch upset about this, and so she took her Chinese wishing pot and went up to a temple to pray for revenge. After a few days of doing that, a Chinese demon called a Yao Guai showed up and offered to curse the music box for her, to which she evidently accepted. From that point, she became quite wealthy, and all her foes were vanquished up until she ended her life 12 years later. Of course, there are more things to read on the box, and now that we have that little exposition dump out of the way, Gina's finally deciding to read them.
It also says, when the music ends, something happens.
Like?
I don't know, it could be a few different things, but my guy Mike at UWA, he's pretty smart, so...
Oh my god. Are you telling me we need a level 3 Chinese translator? Give me a break, movie. I can translate all of this stuff on the box that are mostly things you could assume or have already figured out. However, this part right here that has the actual important bit is written in super ancient Chinese. And now I have to outsource to someone else, sorry. And of course, Claire hears all of this and reacts with the basic gist of, okay. Chinese demon, original owner killed themselves, still stuff on the box I don't know yet. I don't see any reason to stop using it.
What do these numbers mean on the bottom?
I have no idea.
No shit, we're not asking you, you fucking
Thank you,
idiot.
white woman.
But yeah, obligatory research scene is on hold. We have to wait for the plot to give us the rest of what we already know. So Claire can mull over all that on the way home.
What's up?
Nothing, I feel like Lu Mei's box looks good.
She was about to say, looks like my music box. I'm gonna let that information really sink in for you. Because, man, that's a pretty good one. That almost tops To Get Lizzie Back. This music box that has Lu Mei's name on it really kind of looks like the music box that Lu Mei had in the... Oh my god! Man, that's really stupid. Joey, you really are 2 for 2 on what horror scripts you agree to be in. And the thing is I can't spend that much time laughing at you for this, because now I have to laugh at you for the next stupid thing you're doing. Because the only reason you didn't finish that sentence is because you saw your dad dumpster diving again, so you had to stop the car and go out and tell him to stop embarrassing you. That is some wild behavior right there, Claire.
She's always... This bitch is always garbage dumpster shaming her dad.
Because he's gone broke again. He spent all the money on BMWs and clothes from a store that only sells furniture for some reason.
He spent all the money on dumpster diving equipment.
Yeah.
Dad, what are you doing?
My hobby? What do you mean, what am I doing? You know Carl and I do this. Wait. Is there someone else in the car with you? Did you actually stop the car so you could be embarrassed at me? You didn't just pretend you didn't see me and keep... What is wrong with you?
Dude, who cares? You're fucking loaded, bro.
You don't, he obviously does it because he enjoys finding cool shit.
Yeah, I'm just doing things, bro.
Shit.
You didn't see that.
No, totally didn't see your dad digging through the trash at all.
That's not how you get a woman to like you, you fucking dumbass. I'm gonna be upset because my dad digs through trash and I have everything I want, but I'm a greedy bitch.
Now she's gonna start liking the Asian guy, and the other guy is
gonna kill him.
Is gonna go rage, go mad with love.
Then let's be honest, we're not even gonna waste time with this one.
I wish that my dad would just stop being so embarrassing.
Yaguai's just sitting in that music box looking up at her saying, really? For all that crap you just heard, you're gonna... Alright, let me go grab the pitchfork. And since this movie knows what I'm here for at this point, it's gonna smash cut us straight to the part that we're waiting for. Gina gets the translation and sees that it says, when the music stops, I kill people, and after that little revelation, her power goes out. And after this, she wanders around in the dark for a minute, trips over a rug, and impales herself on a bull statue that she had in the middle of the room for some reason. Oh, well, that one was disappointing. We went from sticking your hair into a garbage disposal to this? Getting a little lazy there, aren't we, Mr. Yaguai? Couldn't have at least had Gina said, I don't think this pointed bull statue is in the walking path enough. Let me just move that real quick. On the plus side, Jonathan's playing the saxophone again, and Claire's happy about it, so... I don't know. I guess he's not embarrassing anymore or something.
Oh,
Time
yeah,
for
look.
the saxophone.
Oh, yeah, he's not embarrassing
Oh,
anymore.
I really hope he blows me like that.
Oh, he's so much less embarrassing.
Now he's just...
Oh, he's all clean shaven.
Yeah.
Now he's just gonna bang your friends and go to prison.
All's well that ends well, I suppose. Once again, Claire's drawing some really lucky cards when it comes to who this demon is assigned to pick off in her life. Wonder how long that'll keep up. So Ryan finds Gina in the next scene, and he's a bit on the distraught side because of it. We cut to what is presumably the next day at school, where he walks up to Claire and says,
You know that wish box that your dad got you? Have you made any wishes? Has it played any music yet?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Why are you approaching it like this? Like, why?
Yeah, Gina's dead, and I'm pretty sure it's your fault.
Yeah. After pressing further, Ryan eventually informs Claire that the rest of the phrase said blood price, which, pretty obvious what it's talking about there, and then goes on to tell her that Gina is dead. How do you suppose Claire reacts to this? Do you suppose it's with any form of recognition? Any kind of epiphany or realization? Maybe even just a furrowed brow? Because you'd be wrong if you said that. You'd be wrong. The connection is not made whatsoever. Yeah, no, it isn't actually until Ryan presses the matter and says, yeah, so have you been making wishes then? Does Claire begin her predictable mental breakdown and runs away from the situation.
How'd you get to live in that mansion again?
We're gonna be late for class, Ryan. Are you coming?
I'm sorry if my complicated life is an inconvenience to your perfect existence.
Have you? Claire!
Cindy. Send.
But as I'm sure you're all aware, 15 seconds. This is not something that Claire reflects on as the day progresses.
Dude, it's Ben Shapiro. Look at him. Look at it.
Yeah.
Let's say hypothetically, for the sake of the argument, that you were making wishes and that it was killing people.
And in fact, it seems all but a distant memory by the time lunch comes around and Paul asks her to sit with him. But what's this? Paul's friends disapprove of such an invitation, particularly his ex-girlfriend who's still sitting with him for some reason. She got up and told her she was a nobody. Man, what a burn. I felt that one through the screen all right. In fact, everybody else got up and left too, leaving Paul sitting alone with her.
We're out of here.
We're out of here.
Yeah, we don't want to hang out with the girl who's...
No girls allowed, bro.
Do you see what he's eating? It's a banana jello.
You don't hang out with chicks who wear collars.
Banana jello and french fries? What the fuck?
There it is.
No, I got.
Oh yeah, that's like the 5th time I've seen that painting. What is up with that?
Hate is gonna hate. There's not much you can do about it.
Oh my god, I hate you.
It's not his fault. He is magically charmed.
I hated him before too.
That's true.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Who cares? Well, let me tell you, Claire does. Oh yeah, we all know what's coming. This Yaguai is having a good day. I wish I was popular.
I wish that I was the most popular girl in school.
And She knows the box is killing people. Just keep that in mind. Like she
knows now.
She now knows it is killing people. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's still doing it.
And she...
Why?
I think that'll be awesome.
Why?
I'm a high school girl, and I just want to be popular.
Yeah.
I'm a high school girl in a high school world.
Man, I don't even know what to say at this point. Yeah, you know, I think one more human life is worth my social status. We can work with that.
She knows it's killing people now.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
It's because she's evil and greedy and stupid.
Yeah.
Oh boy, time for more crappy music.
Oh my god, I can go.
I'm so popular now. I wonder who's gonna die. Oh, my dad.
I mean, I've covered some pretty awful people on this channel. One of them doomed all of humanity to a truth or dare demon because thinking of a real solution is hard. However, that being said, at least she was in an actual problem that was going to kill her and her friend if she didn't do something about it. The current problem we're dealing with can quite literally be solved by just not doing the thing that's causing the problem anymore. This isn't even a case of be careful what you wish for at this point. This is a case of don't do the obvious stupid thing that you know is killing people. Or at the very least, try to be smarter about it. You have, what, 3 wishes left, not counting this one? Let's see. How could you possibly remedy this situation while staying within the parameters the wish box has given you? I wish you didn't kill people when I made wishes with you. That was hard. That's not how that works. I wish it was. I'm sorry, Mr. Yao Guai. Are we making up new parameters because you didn't think of that when you cursed the music box? Also, while we're at it, I wish for unlimited wishes. All right, now that we got that out of the way, we're going to play a fun little game called How Many Wishes Will It Take for Me to Go Mad with Power? Here's a list of countries I'd like you to wipe out, please. This movie would be taking a much different direction if I were the one with this box.
This is like one of the first wishes you do. Like, well, I mean, I wouldn't do it, but for some,
Tom just self-reported.
You would wish to be popular
guy.
I wish I was fucking popular at school.
Bro, Lucy's not even that long of a name. Why did you...
Lucy's.
Yeah, like...
But anyway, Paul invites Claire over to a party, and everybody loves her now. Yay! Look at how they're all clapping because she walked into a door. That's how we're conveying her rise in popularity. People cheering at her existence. And even Paul's ex loves her now because she's smiling here and everything's perfect and happy. And man, I think this movie is starting to make me delirious.
When the music
You're
plays.
popular.
It's that weird girl. She's so cool.
Hey, forget what I said. I fucking love when you wear collars.
I'm gonna start wearing one tomorrow.
I really wonder what the actress thought about it when she read the script.
They thought they were getting paid.
Yes. Could have something to do with the crappy pop music that plays every time a wish comes true. That's certainly been grating at the old sanity as we've been moving along.
Are you gonna kiss me? Oh my god.
Oh boy, more fucking licensed music. This is improving the movie by heaps and droves. I'm glad they spent billions of dollars for that. Yeah, then you're gonna realize you hate this guy. You don't know anything about him. You're just a fucking shallow whore. Time to do some more.
I wish you didn't love me anymore. Someone else has to die.
God, I care about you so much. If anything happens to you, I'll kill you.
But as you can imagine, we're at the part of the movie where we need to start having Claire being upset about something. Because really, other than her general acquaintances dropping dead all around her, the wishes haven't really had any negative impact quite yet. And we're starting to inch a little closer to the climax, so it's time to start amping up the monkey's paw theme here a little bit. And what better way to do that than suddenly cramming a bunch of scenes in all at once showing Claire upset about different things, such as this one. Remember when Claire woke up and saw a mysterious figure trying to break into their house? Well, turns out that mysterious figure is taking pictures of her in her bed. After a brief nightmare sequence that means nothing, Claire awakens just in time to see him fleeing the scene. Gee, I wonder who that could be.
It's a puzzle.
I'm madly in love with you. As he runs around.
I think that someone's following me.
I think someone's following me instead of I saw somebody fucking literally recording me in my room.
wish someone wasn't following me. Because.
I wish somebody wasn't following me. We get a brief moment of her being paranoid that someone is trying to steal the box.
Send.
And then it's off to go visit Mrs. DeLuca. She always knows how to cheer us up.
Oh, has nobody found her this whole time?
Except, oh no, Mrs. DeLuca is stuck in a garbage disposal. Damn, you mean to tell me that nobody found her up until now? How long has she been sitting there? This was all the way back during Wish 3 when Claire was snatching up Uncle August's estate.
It's kind of funny that like that old rich uncle was like found apparently like dead in his house in his bath, but like the Asian lady is I guess still there. Her neighbor who she just found has just been there for days, awkwardly like crooked over the garbage disposal. No one gives a shit about them.
No way of knowing how long that corpse had been sitting there with everyone blissfully unaware of it, but apparently it's been long enough for the smell of rot to hit Claire as soon as she walked in the door. And how long does that take? Well, I don't know, because I'm not typing that question into Google. Could be as short as a couple days, but, you know, I'm just not willing to put myself on that watch list. Mrs. DeLuca sat here, and nobody found her until Claire decided to go visit. And we will point and laugh, regardless of how long it took. Anyway, things are starting to affect her now, so it's time to start figuring out a plan with the murder device. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, oh, well, you know, she could just stop using it. But unfortunately, dear viewer, there is one major flaw in this plan that you've overlooked. Claire is a bad person, you see.
Couldn't she just keep a hold of the wish box?
Oh, that's what you...
Like, not make wishes. She still has it, but her wishes stay intact.
Yes.
Yeah, she could.
Yes, that is an option.
Yeah. And there is no demon actually forcing her or compelling her to use it.
No.
Yeah.
It's just her stupidity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
I'm glad you understand.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Isn't it just? Now, I know if the movie were able to defend itself, it would say back to that, no, she's a confused teenager with inner conflict and the inability to determine what she truly wants. But no, she's a bad guy. She knows this thing is killing people and she's wishing for popularity in high school. Good people don't do that. So really what she needs is a way to make it so bad stuff stops happening to her. Or better yet, affirmation that she's not a bad person. And what better place to get that than the people she's gotten it from before? Namely these two, whose names I still mix up because they've had less than 5 minutes of total screen time.
Sorry guys, I gotta go pretend to fucking care about my other friends that I clearly don't care about, because all of a sudden it can't just be this whole sitting over here, sitting over there. Even though when you're the most popular girl at school, you think you could just force everybody to like your other friends.
Yeah, really. Right?
Yeah, these are my friends, and if you don't like them, then you're not cool.
But oh no, they don't like her right now because she's hanging out with other people. Whatever will she do to... Oh, they're over it. Never mind.
But if she's the most popular girl in school now, shouldn't they also...
No, they don't.
Nah.
They don't want to be part of the status quo.
We're not fucking talking to you. You're popular.
Yeah, you popular goth girl.
But wait, if the Wish said she was the most popular girl in school, wouldn't they like her as well?
No.
That's what I said.
No, because they already liked her, but they didn't.
Oh,
so...
yeah.
Oh.
Don't you see, we like you as who you are, not this popular bitch you've become.
Yeah.
Say popular goth girl? Has that ever even existed?
Popular goth girl.
Yeah, that was the point.
Popular goth girl. So Claire explains the situation to them, and we get the standard cliche of, we, your friends, do not believe you about the blatant supernatural crap that's going on.
All right. I mean, have you ever heard of coincidence?
Yes, 5 of them in a row. You fucking idiot.
I'm telling you, I don't think so. I really don't.
I don't know, guys. I'm just not convinced that since, all 5 of my wishes came true within a day of saying them over this box that says it'll grant wishes. Are you kidding me, Claire? You should be replying to these people with, what the hell is wrong with you two? Since I got this thing, I became a multi-millionaire who's dating the guy who, I don't even know why I'm harping on this. This seems pretty par for the course for these people. They think smegma is a clever insult. I need to keep reminding myself of that. Imagine thinking that's a clever insult, man. Like, I can't...
Oh, shut up, you smegma.
I don't understand.
Smegma lover.
Oh, what? You don't know what that means? Here, let me Google the definition. You fucking idiot.
Yeah. Hey, look, there's your favorite picture again.
Jesus Christ.
I love how they're just moving this one painting throughout the house and all
They
of
must
these
really
different
love
rooms.
this fucking painting.
Today we're gonna put it in this room.
Like, does it have no bearing on the story?
No, don't say
No.
It's
It just stares into
actually-
your soul.
It's just actually a random painting that they're moving around the house to be in
Yeah.
the shot. I actually thought it had something to do with something.
You know, if I had 7 wishes, you know what I would have done? I would have wished for world peace, and I would cure cancer. I mean, fire!
In the end, the conversation turns into how Claire should just get rid of the box. Claire is initially hesitant about this, as she knows that doing so will undo all her wishes.
But if you really think people have died, aren't you a bad person if you keep it?
No, June, that isn't what makes Claire a bad person. And in fact, keeping the box is actually the better play at this point. Well, at least it would be for someone with even an ounce of self-control. In fact, Claire's very redemption lies in her keeping the box. And if not her redemption, then at the very least her atonement. Because throwing it away just creates the possibility of someone else getting it. The bitter reality to this, assuming you want to prevent it from taking any more lives, is that the Yao Guai is now your burden and your responsibility. The only way to guarantee it remains inert is to keep it, but never use it again. I'm not really sure what the box considers to be abandonment, so for all we know, setting it in a hiding place or a shelf to be never used again might qualify her for losing her wishes, but this would merely be a side effect of her new burden. Assuming it doesn't, and merely having the box in your possession is good enough, then you can count yourself as lucky and put your newly gained resources into a more secure containment. You have other problems that arise from that, but we'll address those later. Congratulations, Claire, you are now this universe's SCP Foundation, and your duty in life is to protect others from this reality-bending anomaly that can kill everyone. Or at the very least, if you are going to get rid of it, you need to put it somewhere where you know it will never be found. And truth be told, I'm just not sure I can trust someone like Claire to be able to find a location like that. Case in point, I'd like to point out,
It's in the garbage.
she's about to put it in the garbage, where it will be immediately retrieved by her father.
Yeah, literally.
Like, hey, honey, I found another one of those Chinese boxes.
Somebody threw it in our trash.
No, yeah, like.
But as we all know, Claire has no self-control, and there is no redemption for her. So all this show of throwing the box away is purely a performative one. That's the better assumption to make of the scene, anyway. It could be said that she changed her mind because she heard her dad playing the saxophone and thought to herself, oh no, if I get rid of this, my dad will become embarrassing again.
But if you really think people have died, aren't you a bad person if you keep it?
Yes, June. Yes. It does now. Pretty neat how intent recontextualizes everything like that, huh? But now we've come to a rather pivotal turning point of the movie. The senior scavenger hunt scene. There's a few important pieces of idiocy that happen here, so get your notepads ready.
Let's worship the devil, guys.
Let's worship the fucking Chinese devil, bro.
The first stop on this little train ride is Claire is going off with Paul for a minute to make out with him. However, at one point she stops and says ow as if something is poking her. This just ends up to be a piece of fabric, so I don't know what she was saying ow to. That being said though, this piece of fabric just happens to be plot relevant, so we can assume that it was jabbing her with its zipper through the use of black magic sentience so that we could get the scene moving along. She finds a black hoodie sitting on the seat next to them, and after questioning this, Claire takes Paul's phone, only to find a gallery full of pictures taken of her without her knowledge. This finally culminates with photos of her in her bed. Claire acts surprised to find out about this.
You've been spying on me.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm madly in love with you, babe.
Yeah, I have.
I was just stalking you in the middle of the night, babe. What's the problem?
I thought you were into that.
It's not like I'm madly in love
But
with
I
you.
guess I was wrong about you.
Like any reasonable person finding out that they're dealing with a lunatic, Claire immediately breaks up with Paul on the spot and leaves the car. But that's okay. I'm sure that won't have any adverse consequences. The person who you wished for to fall madly in love with you will probably just give up after that. Just remember, Claire, none of this is your fault. This definitely isn't because you worded your wish like a goddamn moron, and you're just now starting to find out what madly alien love entails. He's definitely not going to break into your house in a future scene where he'll be cutting himself in front of you because you broke up with him. That's certainly nothing you need to worry about. And you know, the correct way to deal with this hypothetical scenario would be for you to agree to get back together with him because this guy is obviously completely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. It's not like denying him what he's asking for while he's holding a knife at you in the middle of the night is one of the most brain-dead things you could even possibly imagine to decide upon. Doubled with the fact that, again, this definitely is not your fault, Claire. He's certainly not doing this because of any magic voodoo nonsense you did. But, you know, breaking into your house in the middle of the night with a knife, saying he doesn't want to live without you. These are all things that lend to a fairly unstable mind, Claire. And hypothetically, if this were a scene that was going to be coming up later in this movie because you made this wish, which also killed somebody, by the way, I would hope that you would handle it with even the smallest spark of intelligence or life preservation.
So we're done?
Oh my god. Yes.
Yeah, that. Don't do that. That's a stupid thing to say. Because again, I've mentioned this, but I really don't think it can be stressed enough. He's brandishing a weapon, Claire. And in this hypothetical scenario where all of this is your fault and your emotional impulses killed someone just so you could drive someone else to insanity because you went, "Yeah, you're doing things entirely in line with the curse I put on you." In a world where that's the case, saying something like that might make Paul do something violent. But again, that's okay. Because 15 seconds have gone by. You've completely forgotten that Paul exists. Time to frolic into town with your two besties. La 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 la, I wish that guy was in love with me now. But lest we forget, we still haven't had the death for I Wish I Was Popular. And what better time to do that than now? However, this time, we're throwing a little bit of a curveball at you. Because as the box opens and starts to play its music, we're presented with two separate scenes of stupidity where someone could be dying. On the one hand, we have Claire's dad who just had a blowout and has to change his tire on the side of the road, and on the other hand, we have Meredith, who decided that she was going to separate from her friends during a timed scavenger hunt event so she could climb a multi-leveled building to play Pokemon Go some more.
Oh man, I'm the shit.
Yeah, I looked at this thing and pressed one button. I'm so how interactive and good. Yeah.
I know who I'm rooting for, Mr. Magic Death Box, but let's see how things end up shaking out. This scene actually goes on for quite a while, and the movie is really trying to get you on edge on which of these two idiots it's going to end up killing. And I have to say, they're really teasing it on the dad's side. Because not only did he almost get hit by two cars that flew past him, he then dropped one of the lugs underneath the car, where it then rolled over to the other side from him. Normal people would just get up and go to the other side of the car and grab it. But Jonathan here decided that that was too much work and opts to start crawling underneath the lifted car instead. God damn, I felt like it was just general stupidity up to this point. But I have to say, everyone in this movie really is just the paragon of safety procedures. I swear, these idiots are going out of their way to make these simple everyday tasks as life-threatening as possible for themselves. Truly incredible. Anyway, Meredith is the one who dies. Truly a terrible tragedy. I had just now started associating that name with her.
Ooh, that's what happens when you're so close to the glass.
So much glass.
No, what you do, Zach, get on top of the elevator, and right before it hits the ground, you just jump.
That doesn't work that way.
Have you tried it?
Physics doesn't. I know enough physics to know that that's not how that works.
And
That's the thing. I'm sure she should have been questioned by detectives already. You know, because we're like, listen, a bunch of people who are connected to you have randomly died. One of them just miraculously gives you a bunch of money.
Yeah, I was just going to say
like
the
you need to
will
come in
thing.
for some questioning.
Yeah, that is the biggest one. It's just like, well, literally like 2 days ago, you were not in his will whatsoever. The very next day, madam, you appear in his will, and we find him dead in his bathtub.
Like you
like, all
are
his
going
family
to jail.
members is probably like, what the fuck? Why
Yeah,
would my dad
who is
do
this
something?
bitch?
It's interesting seeing the dynamic of how she's overacting and how she's not acting at all. It's
yeah. The duality of man.
This is your fault.
Correct. However, June, I'm afraid that I'm going to have to change the subject here and declare that we finally reached that one part that's in pretty much all of my videos, at least the ones that matter, that being said. And I think we're actually at the usual spot for it as well. That being the section of, God help me, we still have so much more of this movie to get through. I can't do it anymore. Please make it stop. And thankfully, I have the power to do just that. We all know what time it is. It's that magical time where we start skimming crap. Now, I do assure you, there are justifiable reasons for this decision beyond my laziness and lack of endurance. One of which being that we have hit the end of second act, beginning of third act portion of the movie, and we are faced with a multitude of scenes that are mostly just Claire moping and trying stuff that we already know isn't going to work.
Yeah, the magical box, because those are always destroyable. Yep. It's always so easy. Also, why are you trying to burn a metal box?
And because of that, I believe they're really only worth mentioning in passing. I can only ramble so much about Claire trying to burn a metal box before it eventually turns into something that I would deem unworthy of both your and my time. So in the end, I'm doing this for you as much as I am for me. From this point, we get more exposition, which is pretty much just, here's what happened to the last idiot who used this thing. He died. After wish 7, you die. So stop making wishes, moron. This is easy to do. And Claire basically responds to this with, yes, but I have, no self-control and the idea of discipline is laughable. Let's try destroying it. Well, so much for that. Let's put it back in the air vent. I got nothing. But what's this? The box is suddenly gone? What form of witchcraft could this be? Well, I can tell you right now. It's really stupid, but we'll talk about it in a minute.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I hate. Oh my god, I fucking. Oh my god.
This one seems to be hurting you a little bit, Zach.
Man, this one is causing me pain. It's just shitty fucking people.
The main important thing to take note of here is that the box is gone. And because of that, it's time for wishes to start getting undone. The first of which being, no more being a multimillionaire for you. Uncle August forgot to pay his taxes or something, so yeah. Also, you're not popular anymore. And Paul is, I don't know, I guess he forgot about you or something. And most horrifying of all, your dad is embarrassing again. Oh, no.
So I had to go back to riding my bicycle.
Fucking 5 people died.
One of them being your supposed great friend.
Yeah.
It's like, look, guys, she's slightly less goth now.
Oh, no.
Look, the sky is grey. Everything is sad now.
The character is at.
Look, listen to the terrible soundtrack. The music is sad.
I haven't heard a single
song. Oh my god, why does he only dumpster dive here?
In front of the school.
Do you not have another spot?
It's like, this high school, they throw away a lot of really good things,
Hey, dude, I want to make wishes again.
Yeah.
Or if you get the box back, is it gonna fucking be like, do I get 7 again? Yeah, okay, cool. I got it this time, I promise.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
I want my Chinese death box.
I just want it to be popular.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the loser who lost her friend. Oh, wait.
The bully just walks back around, throws a drink on the portrait. Oops, my bad. Oops, sorry.
Yep. Congratulations, Claire. I think I can finally say it. You are officially the worst person I have ever reviewed. You have toppled characters who have emotionally manipulated people by exploiting the deaths of their loved ones, people who have doomed all of humanity because they decide it was more convenient to them than the other solution, and of course people who were more upset about their Facebook friends list going down than they were the fact that all their friends were dying. Because in the end, Regan still thought that what she was doing was helping her family. Olivia wanted to save her friend's life, and Laura was being targeted with a form of psychological warfare based in the only world she ever knew. Your actions, Claire, have been based in nothing but stupidity, greed, selfishness, and a general sense of entitlement. The fruit you have plucked has caused the unimaginable pain and suffering of all those around you, and you're upset that you didn't get to finish eating it. Anyway, let's get back on track. Claire's walking around feeling sorry for herself when all of a sudden she comes across June. And sitting in her locker before her, she finds something a touch on the familiar side.
You stole it?
You stole it!
You stole it!
You stole the precious.
Filthy hobbitses stole it!
Okay. Hold that thought, Claire. We'll come back to how much you suck in a moment. June, how the hell did you get that? It was in Claire's giant-ass mansion, sitting in an air vent. How the hell could you have possibly had time to search through that place without Claire knowing? Also, and more importantly, why the hell are you bringing it to school with you? Claire wasn't even doing that crap. You think that maybe bringing the magical demon Chinese death box to a school full of people learning Chinese might not be the greatest idea on the planet? You think that you might not want to have that just sitting practically on a pedestal where Claire can walk up at any given time and get mad about it? Because yeah, that's what happens. Claire walks up and yells, "My crack!" and proceeds to have a conniption about it.
Why would you bring it here in the first place? Because I have 2 little sisters at home.
What kind of explanation is that? So you bring it to the other place full of morons who can use it? Just get rid of the damn thing. Bury it in your yard. Throw it into a lake. This is not as difficult as you dumbasses are making it out to be. I just don't know what to do with this 10-pound chunk of metal. I better put it right here in my locker where the lunatic I'm trying to keep it from will see it.
What has it got in his pockets?
This ends as you can imagine it would, where Claire takes the wishing box back and starts running off with it.
They're gonna have a struggle over a
precious is
volcano.
ours.
Here's the struggle over the volcano.
Oh no, she's gonna fall down the stairs.
Oh,
Fall down the stairs. Do it.
Oh
it.
my
Yeah.
god. Oh, it's just like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
The way she bumped the stairs on the way down, like ow, 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 ow.
It's fucking lit. It's hilarious.
At this point, the movie's starting to realize that its main character isn't exactly being shown in the best of lights, so it takes this opportunity to try and make it look like the box has some kind of supernatural hold over her. And by try to make it look like, I mean Ryan blatantly says it to her, and by proxy, the audience.
Filthy, nasty
If
hobbits.
someone's touching your box, that's sexual harassment.
He stole it from us. Filthy, nasty hobbits. They want to steal the precious.
No, don't worry, guys. It's not that Claire is a reprehensible psychopath. It's just that she's possessed. Yeah, possession, I tell you. The box is making her want to wish for stupid crap, even though she knows it'll kill her friends and family. I wish Paul loved me again. Anyway, we have that little grasp of straws going, and then Claire returns home so she can continue having her mental breakdown in private.
Literally just be like, all right, have fun. I don't care about. I hate you.
No.
And I don't want to deal with you.
You see, you can't do that because you know that bitch, and she's gonna make a wish. You are in the death pool.
Yeah.
You beat that bitch and take it from her.
I have 2 wishes left, and if you do not go away, I will use one on you, and I swear I'll use it on you.
Sorry, what the fuck was that What the fuck was that clunky line? I swear I'll use one on you, and I'll swear I'll use it on you.
I'll use it on you, and I swear I'll use it on you.
Like, that was such a redundant clunky. She said the same thing twice.
Yeah.
If I just don't make any more wishes, everything will be fine.
She's having a bad time, Tom. She
is becoming Gollum. Her vocabulary is fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is a ripoff. They should get sued for this.
We will use it on you.
I guarantee. At the end of the movie, she falls into a volcano. That's how she does. That's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
You can't keep running from this! Send.
I know what to do.
Why, yes, Claire. I also know what to do. It's pretty revolutionary, actually. I don't know if you're ready for this one. You could just, not use the box. I don't want to be the one to tell you that it's that simple, but it really is that simple. It's one of those things that really makes you think, doesn't it? And by that, I mean it doesn't require any thought at all. You can just stop making wishes. You are a horror movie character who's in complete and total control over the situation you've been placed in. That's something I have never seen happen before.
You can't control it, it's controlling you!
No, silence, movie. I will have none of your last-minute excuses on why Claire is still using this thing. Maybe if she actually just moved on with her life after losing it and didn't start freaking out until after she saw it again, maybe I'd think about believing your excuse, but that isn't what happened. She sat in a bathroom and cried because she didn't have her mansion and mentally unstable boyfriend anymore.
If I just don't make any more wishes, everything will be fine.
Correct. Yeah, I'm not really sure why you're freaking out here, Claire. I know you're supposed to be crazy right now, but really it's just coming off like you're more, you're making another wish. Right.
I wish my mother never committed suicide.
Uh-huh. Gee, I wonder how this is going to go. And you know the Yaogwai is just sitting there with the same expression that all of you have right now. And to think, all she had to do was go to realwishes.com and write an 8 onto a piece of paper.
Oh God, what did I do?
Oh God, now my mother got murdered by my dad instead. Now he's in shit.
But that's okay, because the wishes from this thing have no immediately visible consequences. Just instant gratification from any emotional impulses you decide to have that day. Which means Claire's mom is alive again. Yay!
I'm not even thinking about the consequences of that wish. Like, who's going to pay for it?
Nah.
No.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
15 seconds, Shammy. You need to learn that concept.
No.
This also apparently makes the day slightly sunnier than it was before, because, you know, everybody's happy and things are perfect forever. And Claire's mom comes in specifically to give her a hug, because she's the best person ever. And now Claire has little sisters, and they're also happy and perfect.
I didn't want brothers and sisters.
What a perfect picture of complete happiness and joy. And the Yaogwai is just sitting at the desk right now, watching all this in stumped confusion, saying, you know I'm gonna go kill someone now, right?
She should know what's gonna happen.
No.
She knows the rules.
No. There's happy music playing, guys.
Someone's gonna die, and it's gonna be someone close to her.
Yeah.
And like,
we will.
Jake, there is happy music playing, god damn it. Wishupon, you are not very good at subtlety, I'm afraid. Unless you've actually been playing me this entire time and this is meant to be a black comedy. But I have seen nothing to imply that that's the case. I'm not even entirely sure what emotion you want me to feel right now. You're playing happy, touching piano music and the small children are all shouting yay. So I guess you want me to be happy or something, but like, come on, man. We all know it's coming. The fact that Claire somehow doesn't completely astonishes me. It's not like it takes that much thought. But I suppose that being said, if Claire put a single thought into literally any of this, the movie wouldn't be happening, so fair enough, I guess.
And the Yaogwai is just sitting there like,
Die.
Yeah.
this is some retard shit. At least someone else actually got real shit out of it before I took it away.
Yeah, this is a weak harvest for the monster.
Yeah, it's like, oh boy, your soul, it's worth fucking nothing because you're a terrible bitch.
Yeah, I kind of get off on the action. You're finding out your actions have consequences.
And you're not really.
I didn't really get it here.
At one point during the birthday party, Claire wanders up to the attic. We know this is during the party because Joe calls up to her, telling her to come open her presents. Keep this in mind, it's going to be funny in a minute here. She starts shifting through the different paintings her mom made and suddenly comes across one that puts a bit of a chill in her expression. She pulls it out and her expression begins filling with more forms of horror as the music swells as the camera pans over and reveals that...
Oh my God! What a revelation! Sorry, I knew it the whole time.
Man, right?
No
was that
shit.
meant to be a twist?
Yes.
What the hell? I mean, I knew that already. Wait, was that supposed to be a twist? There's no way. No. You wanted me to be surprised at that? Movie. You showed her wrapping it up in the opening scene. She threw it in the garbage can with a forlorn expression. What else were you expecting me to think that was? Yo, my God, I wonder what that mysterious wrapped up thing is that's the exact same size and shape of the wishing box. Damn, movie, I'm feeling a little insulted here. I assure you, I am smarter than the people within your story. I get that you struggled with the art of subtlety quite a bit, among other things. But I mean, I knew it was the wish box in there. I knew it from the beginning. And if I'm being completely honest, I was under the impression that you wanted me to know this.
Everything is somebody else's fault. Especially considering it was like obvious all the fucking time when things were happening. They kept alluding to suicide all the time. Right?
Well, that, and it showed her hanging in the mirror on top of the box after she made her first wish.
Man, now I need to rethink a couple things. Was I also not supposed to know about the creepy stalker guy being Paul? Was that another reveal I missed out on? If so, then I'm sorry to say, but I mean, I've seen a movie before. Connecting narrative dot 1 to narrative dot 2 isn't exactly what I'd call the most difficult of tasks for me. I can think of a more creative insult than ultimate smegma, goddammit. I know for a fact I can think of a funnier one. But anyway, now things are suddenly horrible again and Claire's upset about it.
This is your fault.
Yeah,
This
there
is
you
your
go.
fault.
Yeah, shift the blame, Claire.
Yeah, blame the painting. Just pointing at the painting. This is your doing.
Yeah. I have no culpability for my actions. I am merely a victim of circumstance. I did say yes to a demon that offered me all of my earthly desires at the cost of other people's lives, but he made the offer. Can't argue with that logic, Claire. So now that you're reminded that this thing does evil crap, what say you? You kind of screwed yourself into this one, and now you can't even make any wishes to undo it all because you're at your limit. And I dare say, I do think I'm starting to hear creepy music box music playing. Claire runs to her bedroom to find the box playing, and she slowly looks outside to see well, she sees this idiocy happening.
Yeah, do that.
What?
Now here, put this rope around your neck to hold you up.
Here, this is how you use a chainsaw.
Jonathan, my dude, what are you doing? You're in the middle of celebrating your daughter's birthday right now. She's getting ready to open her presents, for God's sake. And in the middle of all of that, you're saying, oh, hold on, honey. Carl and I need to go out and trim this one specific branch on the tree out front. Oh, I don't know, John. I can't quite reach this. Should we move the ladder 1 foot to the right? The hell kind of stupid-ass question is that, Carl? No, we are not moving the ladder. I did not come out here to move ladders. I came out here to cut off this one tree branch. Don't you give me no lip, Carl. God invented leaning for a reason. I like to imagine the Yaoguai is just standing off to the side watching all this while shaking his head. Kind of makes me want to see the movie from his perspective. So now things are all horrible again, and have to say, after the scene we just had, I'm pretty shocked. I thought for sure everything was going to be happy forever. After all, there was slow piano music playing and happy jumping children shouting yay. But no, the sun has dimmed ever so slightly once again, so if that's not enough to portray the current state of the world, then I don't know what it is.
I wish I never wished for any wishes, you wish fuck.
One wish left.
I sure do, Claire. And then after you make it, you're going to die. Unless that's also supposed to be a twist, in which case, holy crap, sorry for the spoilers. I know they directly told it to us earlier, but I mean, I seriously don't know what this movie is expecting me to be aware of at this point. For all I know, I'm supposed to still be thinking that all these events are coincidence and the Yaoguai doesn't exist. But back to the point. There's a lot of solutions you could be taking here, Claire. One of the more obvious ones being, don't use the wish box again, you goddamn moron. But I'm willing to accept that there's probably a level of hysteria in your already barely held together mind. So with that said, let's assume a final wish must be made and take a moment to consider all the different possibilities of how you could fix the situation. I wish everything went back to how it was before I got you and you won't kill me afterwards. I wish my dad was still alive and everyone in my family and immediate group of friends lived a full and happy life. I wish I had unlimited wishes and you didn't kill people when I wish for things with you. I wish that you no longer wanted to take my soul and actually wanted to do everything in your power to make my life as happy and fulfilled as possible. I wish the Dutchman was a vegetarian. Now surely one can assume that a variation of one of these wishes is waiting upon the tip of Claire's tongue. After all, she did say this.
I know how to beat you!
And I don't know about you, but I've had nothing but faith in Claire's ability to discern obvious solutions to the problems that are presented to her.
I know how to beat you. I wish China never existed.
Here we go.
Remember that one clip from The Boys where Homelander does this? Yeah, that's what the Yaoguai is doing right now. Let's see what you got, Claire. Let's see this end-all, be-all wish that's gonna set everything right.
My final wish is I want to go back to the morning my dad found you.
I want to go back right now!
Huh. You know, Claire, I don't think that's going to work. Call me crazy, but it seems to me that the demon's just gonna kill you anyway. Because, you know, you didn't wish for it to not kill you. That's a rather important part of the equation, Claire. I'm going to make the most obscurely worded wish possible to an entity that I know is evil, and I will trust that it will take the best interpretation of that wish for my ideal outcome. This is what we call not thinking things through, Claire. You've spent the entire movie doing that. You'd think after 6 separate instances of it, you'd be a little more careful here. Okay. This is my last wish, because I'm too stupid to wish for more wishes. I need to make sure this is airtight, because the demon says it's gonna take my soul after this. How can I make sure that doesn't happen? I wish for time travel. Dear God, this is actually chipping away at my mental state. We need to wrap this up.
Dude, I know, I was thinking the same thing.
So Claire wakes up and it was all a dream. Yay! And things are happy, and more importantly, the dog is still alive.
I know you killed me.
Never forgive.
And we get scenes showing that everyone else who died is also alive now. Yay! Surely this time everything is fixed.
Look, I'm just happy the dog's alive, okay? I don't give a fuck about anyone else.
Yeah.
What day is it, Dad? Is it Christmas?
Hello, Tiny Tim. What day is it, lad? Why, it's Christmas, sir.
I don't know why she thought that this would fix everything. Like, isn't there still going to be a death?
I'm okay with you taking trash now.
She was like, Dad, wait. And then she went and got dressed and then called her friend. Dad, you waited, good.
Christmas, you say?
This is a horror movie.
Yeah, she's like fucking Scrooge, has a new lease on life, and just hugging everyone.
Merry Christmas.
And so Claire goes with John and Carl to go dumpster diving, wherein Claire ends up finding the wish box before her dad does.
I wish I was popular.
I checked this one, bro. There's nothing here.
Upon getting it, she heads off to school where she approaches Ryan.
Look, a friend's there. Oh my god, look, she's fucking flirting with that skater Asian dude.
We hate her for that.
With the Scavenger.
Oh my god,
You abandoned us again.
They scream at her from across the road. Oh my god, you can't have other friends.
They ramble at each other for a minute, and if you hadn't noticed, I'm skipping all of it because none of it matters, because she's obviously about to die. This is the 3rd time you've played happy music against scenes of people doing happy things. I have not fallen for it one time. I don't know what drugs I would need to be taking in order to think that this time is an exception. Ah!
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
Okay, this is gonna sound crazy, but please don't open this. Just bury it, no shortcuts.
What are you doing? Claire, I swear you're gonna give me a stroke. How the hell do you think this is a good idea?
Oh my god, this movie needs to get over. I'm starting to lose my fucking mind. This bitch, I hate this. I hate this actress. She drives me fucking up the wall. Oh my god. I could deal with Kristen Stewart easier. Fucking insufferable. Every word out of her
And then
mouth
look,
makes
she's
me
passing it
more
off on
angry.
somebody else.
Yeah. Jesus.
Get rid of it yourself, you stupid bitch.
It's gonna start making wishes.
This isn't something that happens all that often, but words fail me. I don't think I can properly do justice to just how incredibly stupid and how incredibly psychopathic you are, Claire. No, but I told him not to open it, so I'm sure he won't. I'll put the burden of the goddamn Chinese death demon on him. I don't see anything bad coming from that. Wishes? I could use wishes.
Yeah. I wish I was popular.
But with that, we've finally hit the climax. The end of the movie cometh, dear viewer. And in fact, nothing bad happened. The Yao Guai claimed no soul that day, and evil was defeated, outsmarted by the mental powerhouse that is Claire Shannon. Yeah, you know, the person who thinks that ultimate smegma is a clever insult. And all was well from that day on, and the events of the past faded into obscurity. Claire and Ryan started dating and lived happily ever after. I jest, of course. Claire gets hit by a car immediately after this.
Also, that's not how that works.
Fuck yeah.
Oh God! Oh my God, I love it. It's so good.
She gets killed by the blonde bitch too.
How fast was she going?
Right?
Yes.
Like from that intersection going 90 miles per hour.
And the first car is pretty good condition, is it not?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that was retarded. What a beautiful way to book it. 10 out of 10.
I didn't see her. You see how much road is right there?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I love how she fucking like flew up in the air.
Wow, that was something. I don't think I've ever seen a skidding car throw someone vertically backward before like that. I'm pretty sure there are at least a couple rules of physics that were broken there, but I'm not one to judge. But that's all aside from the point. I think we can all agree on one thing when all is said and done, and that is, in fact, that the movie is over.
I can't believe that the magic box cut her career short of licking windows.
What a terrible movie of like, you can wish, it's a movie where a girl finds a wish box and she can wish for anything she wants, and that's what they shit out.
We get a slow zoom into Claire's eyeball while the creepy music plays, and then, suddenly, Ren wakes up with a start. She looks around in the darkness and thinks to herself, damn, that was a weird dream. Anyway, I was just about to go doom my friend's sister to Slender Man for basically no reason. Gotta get Lizzie back after all. Lizzie, Katie, whatever the hell her name is. Other people are just tools for me. Fa la 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 la. Yeah, I bet you didn't see that twist coming, did you? That's how you do a twist, wish upon. You establish a base for it in the beginning and make it so people could figure it out, but leave it mostly a secret until you pull the rug out later. And I did that on the fly, I'll have you know. Okay, yeah, I'm really starting to lose it here. Let's get some closing thoughts going.
Someone just said, careful what you wish for to one guy. He's like, wait a minute, I got a great idea.
What if someone wasn't careful with what they wished for?
And had no remorse and was just a terrible person.
What the fuck is
We did it, everyone. We got through another one. At what cost, you ask? Well, another piece of my sanity, but that's okay. I'm not seeing flying elves yet, so I probably got a good 3 or 4 movie reviews left in me before the incoherency starts. What can really be said about this movie? In the end, this was really one of the more generic horror pieces I've tackled in a while. Not that the bar is exactly high for this channel, but I believe there's something to be said that this movie was exceptionally bland, which may be an achievement in and of itself. To say that the characters were uninteresting would be the understatement of the century. I was more invested in the characters of Truth or Dare, because at least those morons had their one-dimensional personality traits. If you were to force me to say anything about June or Meredith's characters, I don't think I could really come up with anything concrete. June was nice and Meredith wasn't. That's kind of all I got. June also had sisters, I guess. I guess I could count that as a character trait. The monkey's paw wishing nonsense doesn't make any sense. And the fact that nobody ever puts any thought into their wishes enrages me. There are so many ways to circumnavigate the dumbass rules this moron put onto the wishing box, but nobody ever thinks to try it. It baffles the mind, really. These wishing demons have it easier than any other movie monster I've seen, merely because their prey plays directly into their hands every single time. This one just happened to get particularly ballsy with his rule set and said, you know, I think I could up my limit to 7 wishes and people will still be stupid about it. Lo and behold, he was correct.
You okay there, Zach?
Man, that one hurt. That one hurt, man. I didn't handle that one well.
A warm thank you to everyone who has gotten to this point in the review. I know my videos aren't exactly super enticing to the average viewer. I ramble on about movies that really nobody cares about for multiple hours on end, but for those of you who do make it this far, it means a great deal to me. And we have some laughs along the way, which is the most important thing. Please feel free to give me a like and a subscribe if you're new here, as it greatly helps me out in this journey I've undertaken. A huge thank you to my crew of moviegoers, Platinum Okami, Gotmittens, Nox Cerberus, Grimpedia, TCAP, Red Vector, Shai Amos, Rickaroo, Shammy, Rising Hero, Sir Baller, and Jakethesurgen. It astonishes me that you all still trust me when I tell you I have a movie to show you, but that's aside from the point. Thank you all so much for your support, and I wish you the happiest of Halloweens. Perhaps I'll see you again soon. Sooner than you may think.
Let me show you something. Certainly.